All right, cool. Yeah, so I think we have everyone on stage. Awesome. Before we get started, as always, views expressed in this space aren't entirely that of individual guests and do not necessarily represent D3, Shib, or Shibarium, so not financial advice. Do your own research, and let's get going. I guess from that, I would say Conjina, but I know that's John Cena, is Shikhar joining us. So first, I'm Manny, product manager at D3. I have my colleague and co-host Domain Shane alongside with me, founder and CEO of D3, Fred Shu, and my boy Shikhar from the Shib team joining us today. Thank you for being a guest, Shikhar. If you want to just briefly introduce yourself there.
Hello. Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We got you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me here. My name is Shikhar, and I'm a product manager at Shiba Inu. So we are a cutting-edge technology platform. We are going to revolutionize the way you think about decentralized applications and digital transactions. And soon, so many things are going around in Shiba Inu right now. I cannot. Yeah, it's under the radar right now, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting in the coming few months. So I'm leading our talented team in developing solutions that are very secure, scalable, user-friendly, Web3 focused, and decentralized, so that there is no control of the central authority. Yeah,
Nice.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for the intro. I'll get started with you. You guys obviously are. I feel like you're one of the first, if not the first, meme coin in crypto, at least that I can remember. Maybe we throw along Doge in there, but give us the overview of Shibarium at the moment. What progress you guys have made, what the ecosystem looks like over the last couple months, and maybe what's on the horizon for you guys.
So on Shibarium, after we built the blockchain platform, which is very fast. So Shibarium came out because we wanted to have scalable transactions and which were cheap transactions that were not happening on the Ethereum chain, right? So our primary goal was to facilitate transactions which are scalable, secure, and having low transaction fees, which are more developer friendly, and due to it's based on the EVM machine, you can say. So it's an EVM based chain. So we can have a better interoperability between all the EVM based chains. So these tokens, all the tokens which are supported, ERC tokens supported, can be transferred among each other. Also, since we have a very large community, we emphasize community involvement. And we also encourage contributors and collaborative growth through governance initiatives. In last few months, we have been working on so many products. I can say that we have made a lot of significant strides in expanding and enhancing the Shibarium ecosystem. So let's say I can give you a few examples. We are working on decentralized ID system, which we call Shibdentity. We have already worked on Shib naming service, which we worked with, of course, with you guys, D3. We are into games, decentralized games. We are building our own smart wallets, account abstraction wallets. Basically, we are also into DeFi, and soon we'll be working on more complex applications in DeFi. Right now we have Swap, but we'll be working on borrowing, lending, perpetuals in a few months. We also have a metaverse which is being built. It is going to be one of the world's biggest metaverse when it gets launched, and I'm very excited about this thing. Also, we are working on our own DAO protocol and system. This will empower the community to participate in governance and all the decision-making processes inside the Shiba Inu ecosystem. We have our own marketplace, NFT marketplace, which we are going to launch soon in a couple of weeks or so, maybe before that also. And we have a we are working on a very super large, you can say not super large, very large super app. So this will be a all-in-one application which will allow users to perform all the blockchain related activities without leaving the app. So there will be a proper streamlined user experience for everyone. Once you get inside it, you won't want to come out. And we have been working on a lot of things. We are partnering with also very big industry leaders, both within and outside the blockchain space. and these collaborations are going to help us push the boundaries of what's possible, and it will drive widespread adoption on Shibarium.
Yeah, love that. A lot to unpack there. Seems like you guys have so much going on and so much going for you. No, it's
and
fantastic.
and and I can say this is only 20% of what I described, what we have been working on.
Just to make it better, you guys are great in that sense. Yeah, you mentioned community, and I mean at D3 we immediately saw that once we partnered with you guys, launched these Shib names. I mean, the entire Shibarium community seemed like they were participating in some way or another, getting their Shib names. Fred, I'd love to ask you. I know we got a chance to meet with the Shib team in person, but what did we see in them? Why did we like them so much as a partner? And obviously they've delivered. They're a fantastic community. Maybe explain a little bit about our partnership and why we share the same vision as them.
Yeah, it's exactly as you mentioned. They deliver. In our world, Web3, that's, I would say, pretty rare. The founders, the team, who are mostly undocked, are great to work with. They're very giving. They share a lot. They're very collaborative. We saw this from day one. It's all about dealing with the people. You know, so it's exciting. Obviously, it's a huge project. We knew that for years. And we were very, very lucky to connect.
Yeah, for sure. I think we were so excited. I think that might have been the first launch even before some of our other partners. And yeah, I mean, we just saw everyone just. Uh, Granted, they had that name service in place beforehand, but just switching to these Shib names just made everyone that much more excited. Domain Shane, I don't think you were even on the team yet. I don't think you were here for the Shib launch, but I think you, as a domain investor specifically, would have been like, okay, something's up with these Shib guys. This Shib community is hardcore. Like they're all in pretty much. I think you would have had a blast. Does the Shib name resonate with you at all? I know you're a resident Degen as well too. How does that look like from your end?
Yeah, I mean, when people that don't understand are just kind of on the surface of crypto, they just think of it as a meme coin. But Shikhar just pointed out all the things they're doing. So they're taking their momentum and they're taking their user base and they're building and they're adding utility and adding functionality and adding speed. They're looking at things and saying we want better, and they're putting in the time, and that's where we want to be. That's where D3 wants to be. Those are the partners we want to work with that understand the importance of digital identity. I'm a domain investor, so I've known the value of digital assets. I've known the value of blockchain and crypto. It's a natural progression to move from domains. Domains are 30 years old. So when crypto came around and the blockchain came around, it was a natural progression to move over because it's in the same realm. It's in the same idea of the internet is run through the backside and the front side, but crypto is only showing the backside. And that's what at D3, we're finally going to bring it to a top level domain that you can go to a browser and do all these great things that Shib is doing and building, and everybody can access it. Not just somebody that comes to Twitter or crypto Twitter or has a wallet that, they don't know how to plug in. And so I'm excited hearing all the things that they're building and all the things that are coming forth, because that's what it's all about. And that's why I joined D3, is because, the team and Fred has a vision of what it could be. Shib has a vision of what it could be. So it's a perfect partnership.
Yeah, for sure. I have some friends IRL that are not into the Web3 scene per se, but do invest in meme coins at times. And I feel like all of them, every single one is like, yeah, Shiba, 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 Shiba. And I was like, man, even if they don't speak, well, for us in Miami, I mean, we have English and Spanish speakers alike, and both are saying the same thing, like, hey, do you have Shiba? Hey, do you have Shiba? Hey, do you have Shiba? I think Shikhar, for you, that has to sound, it must be exciting for you guys as a team, right? You get to not only have that Web2 audience, but Web3 audience alike. I think here at D3, the thing for us is how do we combine the two, right? That's what we've been searching forever. Like, and under wraps, what we've been building in the background quite a bit is that cross-platformness, at least in Web3, where you can represent yourself across not just Shibarium, but can you do it on ETH? Can you do it on any other chain that you might frequent, near, Sui, and that's what we're going for. But we're also aiming for, with the TLD application, eventually to do this with the Web2 audience as well. Get them their SHIB names, let that resolve on the DNS, and then also have a Web3 presence as well, kind of like an all-in-one thing. Is that what drew you guys to D3 and the partnership in general, or what excites you the most?
Well, absolutely, Manny. So our initial goal was to have SHIB name service. SNS was to create a similar system, just like we have Ethereum naming service, which it basically simplifies your blockchain interaction by allowing users to register human readable names instead of complex alphanumeric addresses or the large numbers, which we say the 0x addresses. So it would make it very easier for people to send and receive cryptocurrency and interact with decentralized application if we had names like this, like simple readable names, and which can be learned easily. Right? But as we dig deeper into the development of SNS, then we realized that our platform had the potential to be much more than just a blockchain address registry. So we envisioned the SNS can be evolved into a comprehensive naming service with its own top level domain, which we call the TLD, just like org, just like .com, just like .co, .in, .us, .uk. So, which it would enable us to create for not just us, for the users also. It would enable the users to create their own personalized email addresses and host website directly to the Shib TLD. So you can say, if you go to shikhar.shib, you'll see my website. If you want to send a mail to hi@shikhar.shib, the mail gets to me. So this would significantly broaden the utility and appeal of SNS, and it will transform it into, you can say, a multifaceted digital identity and web hosting solution within the Shiborium ecosystem, and we can also transfer it to other ecosystems. But we are targeting starting with Shiborium, and then we will move it to other blockchains. So to bring this vision to life, and it was very ambitious to be very honest, because for us it was something very big, complex, and we had to do this because we decided that we will be doing this. Then we partnered with the D3 team. We somehow we stumbled upon them, or maybe they stumbled upon us, and then we started talking with each other, and their expertise and resources have been so much instrumental in expanding the scope of SNS that with their support we were able to pivot and enhance SNS into what we now call SHIB names. And I'm very happy to say that this collaboration has allowed us to integrate additional features and capabilities such as DNS resolution services, and also changing of, you can say, a renewal of your wallets. And we are also working on the decentralized web hosting part and the email services. Like, we are applying for our own TLD with the help of D3, and D3 is helping us a lot in this. So yes, I can say that by partnering with D3, we have accelerated a lot of our development and implementation of SHIB names. And then I hope that we take this partnership to a level further, and we are going to do bigger things.
Yeah, of course, and yeah, we're super excited. You touched on in the beginning of the show that you guys are working on so many things, right? One of them that I also heard was games. These names that we have also help with UI and UX as well too. It's hard to create a game and just have a bunch of addresses everywhere and interacting,
right, exactly.
There's so many use cases. What cool use cases have you thought internally that these SHIB names could bring? Forget Web2 for a second, to the Web3 utility you guys are putting out, to all these new products you guys are introducing.
Let's say the first and most simple use cases will be transferring funds to someone. Okay, I can say that maybe you are not so old. Maybe my grandfather, or maybe my father. My father wants to send some funds to me, and he has to copy my address, the whole crypto address, and send it to me. But there are a lot of chances of mistakes, and if it goes to some other person, or maybe the address is wrong, it will get lost. So if the funds are bigger than what we can digest, it will become a problem for us, for everyone. So instead of sending the fund to that address, my father can send me payment to Shikhar.ship, or you can say Shikhar Starship for the moment. and he will always remember it. He can send it to his wife, he can send it to his friend. Maybe I can send it to you, my father. I can send it to you, Manny, or to Fred. So this is one of the most basic and most important application to transform your name. Other application, it was a very good thing you said about the games. Uh, that a group of player are let's say a group of players are playing with themselves, and let's say Counter Strike, a group of players are blockchain or decentralized Counter Strike, blockchain based. A group of players are playing among themselves, and then they want to do something. They want to speak to other people. Then they will not transfer their assets or the funds to some random address, right? They will transfer to this guy, cool guy, Gunner Starship, or Dot Ship, or Hero Starship. So they can transfer their funds, or what do you say, the digital assets or the gaming assets in this case, without even thinking a lot about what's happening in the back end, because they don't need to see a log of transaction if everything is going well or not. They just need to remember that name, send it to them, and then forget about it, and we'll handle everything, all the rest.
Yeah, for sure. I love these examples. You mentioned, wait, so Shikhar, are you a Counter Strike player? You want to do some 5v5 faceless with us too, or what?
I'm sorry, I've stopped playing since last 4 years, 5 years.
It's funny because it's a great example. Fred, we talk about this internally all the time. Like one of the main draws for technology like this is security, right? Where we've seen all these spoofs, all these scams, where these wallet addresses are too long. With CLI on some different chains, you can make your address look like something it isn't. People copy the wrong address, send money to wrong addresses. That's how scams happen. Like that's just one of the ideas we had when we were creating this new name system of sorts that combines everything into one. What more does D3 and this new technology have to offer besides security? If you want to go into security, maybe financials, payments, everything. Like, feel free to dive in a little more if you want.
Yeah, Shikhar mentioned we're so thesis aligned with the Shib team and the whole SNS service. We think about it really as building the new internet together with them, right? But let's take a step back and think about the internet. The internet's been around for what, 30, 40 years, right? Back in the 90s, there's something, not to get too technical in the weeds, but there's something called DNS, or domain name resolution. Some of us may know it as name servers or DNS resolution, or just straight up DNS. It's not just the domain name itself, Shikhar.shib, Shikhar Shib. It's also the whole system that pretty much powers and secures all of humanity. The DNS system, the way to kind of it basically is a public and private key system. When you have a domain name, let's just say you fredshoe.shib, and I want to set up email on Google. The first thing Google's going to ask me to do is to put in a public key inside of my DNS text record. Only I can do that. So by that correlation, only I can basically go in and also set my, say, wallet address, my real, Bitcoin, my real EVM, ERC20 address, me, myself, and I. That's it. And most people don't understand that. In other words, let's just imagine you bought a domain name one day off of GoDaddy, and immediately you're plugging in your wallet address, and you're also turning on something called DNSSEC, or DNS security. This type of security is as secure for most governments, Google, Microsoft. And our point is it's going to be good enough and secure enough for you as a Shib name holder. If you contrast that with all the wallet scams, phishing, wallet spoofing, people copying, 30, 36 letter long 0x characters, it is ridden with money loss, irreparable harm, scams through the wazoo. The reason why we built D3 is to address this at scale. So building this new internet and security is aligned, we believe, with ICANN as well, when we're talking about TLE application. We believe in the security, stability, ultimately, of the internet. Now, that doesn't mean censorship. It doesn't mean, revolutionary mindsets around, decentralization versus centralization. Remember, ICANN is made up of 200 governments throughout the world. It's a global nonprofit, multi-stakeholder organization. It is humanity. So that's kind of how you have to address things at scale, in my opinion, through kind of a multi-consensus model, along with sort of internet wiring that's been around here forever. It ain't broke. We don't need to fix it.
Yeah, 100%. I love that, and it's exactly what we want to bring to this Shib community. I think they're so active in all this degeneracy, meme coin frenzy stuff. I mean, security has to be top of mind. On top of that, I think one thing we should mention: we just launched our secondary marketplace. So I have seen some of these secondary names go on the board. I'll keep getting the statistics on what that looks like. So I'll be able to share here in the coming weeks on what the Shib secondary looks like. But domain chain, you do this thing where every morning, and I've been stalking a little bit, you mention what's on these marketplaces in the Web 2 world. Soon, you're going to have to be doing this for Web 3 as well, too. If I put Manny Star Shib up there, I want you to tweet me a little bit. Be like, hey, Manny Star Shib is up. Let's steal it from Manny. You do this quite often, and I love it every morning.
Yeah, I mean, for 15 years, again, I've always thought of domains as a doorway or a digital asset. So, value is only given to things, non-fungibles, and they're only given if they have utility and value to others. And it could be for vanity, it can be for actual monetization, it can bring money. And domains are a doorway. A oneword.com in the past has been a useful tool for generating revenue. Then we came along with ENS and we're wallet addresses. We only had one, it was a new thing, and it became value. We had marketplaces where they were buying and selling these handles. But when I looked at that, I looked at that as something I knew that would be fleeting, because anybody could make a wallet address and there would be multiple wallet addresses with the same ending. There was nothing to stop anybody. There's one of the beautiful things and the bad things about decentralization is it's open. So if 50 different people wanted to do a .eth, they absolutely could. And then everybody's going to fight for the one that the wallets accept, the bigger wallets. It's chaos. There has to be some kind of alignment. There has to be some kind of trust. I say this all the time, that even though we're in a trustless world, there has to be trust, and there has to be some entities that have some accountability and some leadership and kind of sets the rails and kind of sandboxes some of this. And so, this is something I've always believed in. This is the future. And we're talking about things that we can do with it now, but just as exciting are the things that we will be able to do with it that will be more than just transferring money. I was talking to Fred today. I can imagine the day where I can send Grandpa an email that sends him crypto, that's as easy as it gets. That I can just say, here, Grandpa, here's a Bitcoin. It's $4 million. It's a Bitcoin. And he can say, do you accept this? And we can see the security and we can see that everything's legit. Those are the days that I get excited about, but it still comes to the past. And it's a proven model. The top level domains are proven to come in and have this interoperability between all of this is to me the future, because we have a proven model. When we talk about blockchains, some of the things we look for is it's been online or it's been secure for a certain amount of time. That's valued. The internet's been here for 30 years and it's valued. I've lost way more through getting hacked on my wallet than I've ever lost a domain name. That's the truth. I have never had a domain name stolen because of security, but I've been hacked twice because I had a bad phishing link. So these are all things that we're going to do. We're going to talk about the things we think we're going to do, but just as exciting are the things that we can do. And so I'm excited. Every morning I look at these names and they are true assets of the old ones, and these new handles. The value of these handles will be the utility that the chains give. Shib is proving right here that they're giving utility. They're going to add all the things that you can do with these names, and that will give it value. That will give it aftermarket. They're non-fungible. They have no true value. But when partners like Shib come in and give it value, that's where you're going to see a vibrant aftermarket.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned things we can do. All right, so let's give us a quick rundown of how this partnership has played out to date. We announced this partnership with Shib sometime in December. A few months later, early March, we started with a 69% discount, of course, for the memes. That's in traditional Shib fashion. Earlier this month, we launched D3 Connect, so we can allow these SHIB names to be integrated with other chains and represent you on other chains, specifically Ethereum for now. As we continue, we'll have more. And last week, um, well, I mean, last week we did it internally, but we just launched our secondary marketplace. Again, it's still in beta, so feedback is always appreciated. But for now, you can not only have the SHIB name interact, but you can also represent yourself with the same name on other chains for now. And that's just the beginning. I mean, the sky is the limit here, right? As far as things you can do and you will be able to do in the future. I see a world, for example, you can, if I'm a Web2 store owner and I love to sell like Shib Degen products on like, I don't know, Etsy or something, but I have my own site. I also want to take Shib as a payment method, right? Hard to do now, but if you had these interoperable names that work the same way they work in Web3 with Web2, and you can accept these payments pretty easily, that's got to be something you guys like and are excited about too, right, Shikhar?
Yes, of course. We are very excited about then whatever is going to happen in the next few months, and then we will be very much interested in the next things. I'm sorry, I was doing something, writing a message to someone.
You were playing Counter Strike. Don't lie to me, Shikhar.
No, 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 no. No, no. I was transferring some funds on Puppynet. So yeah, we came to the same thing, right? I was transferring some funds to the Puppynet, and then the guy was asking me, "Can you send me some funds?" And then he sent me that address, and yeah, this address. It seemed like, yeah, I've seen that address before, but I don't remember it. But again, if it was like his name dot address, his name dot shib, then I would have obviously remembered it. Oh yeah, he's the same guy. I sent the fund to him.
Can I just let me add one thing too to that.
Okay.
I just purchased a domain name the other day. The owner wanted to basically be sent Bitcoin. I had to check 3 or 4 times, you know, are you sure this is the address? The other side says, are you sure this is the address? You kind of have to look and squint, right? Because people mess with the characters every now and then. And this is a transaction on the Bitcoin Classic, Bitcoin Legacy Network, right? It's just so much. I, I, I just want to send Bitcoin to Shikhar.shib. I just want to send crypto to Shikhar.shib. If we kind of boil down things to exactly what Shikhar mentioned 10 minutes ago, that's the world we're converging on. Not just because DNS, like we said before, not just because I have a penchant toward domain names and have for 20 plus years, like Shane does, domain Shane does over here, right? But the world is forcing us to do this. There's only one Amazon.com. There's not 20 Amazon.coms you can visit in your browser, let alone send an email to. The common sense needs to be inserted into Web3. Without the common sense and education and reinforcement, constant reinforcement, it's going to be a complete shit show. So I know we've been talking about this before, but things are forcing us to do this, right? Me and Paul Stahura, we came out of retirement because we had to fix this problem, let alone building value for our communities, right? We have to do this as humans. We have to fix this. We believe that we're the only people in the world that can help work with projects, great projects like Shib, to accomplish such a feat. All right, I hope you can tell me.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I'm not. I don't have the most. What do they say? My voice is usually a little bit flat, right?
no, you're great.
But you guys know internally. You guys know me, right? There are a few things that I get really passionate about, and it's absolutely security, infrastructure, interoperability, and especially in Web3.
And I love to tell the story. Fred and I have told this many times publicly, but I had a vision that was similar several years ago, and we formed a team doing similar things here. The same ideology, the same thoughts, and I just couldn't put together what I thought was a rock star team. And then one day I'm at another conference in Las Vegas, and I'm wearing my Bored Ape hat. And Fred's another Bored Ape, and he looks at me and says, "Hey, Bored Ape," and he introduces himself. And Fred's a legend. Fred, whether you like it or not, he invented domain parking. When you go to a website and you saw an ad with 3 different things to click on, that really didn't exist before Fred came around. There was hundreds of millions of dollars, but he monetized domains. He made a doorway to monetize people that owned assets. and that weren't going to build on them. Now it's evolved and we've gone other ways, but he was a legend. So when he told me who he was, I just looked at him and said, I know all about you. I've known you for years. I've been in this space, but we hadn't met. And then he was telling me what he's going to do, and it was like a light came on, and he had the vision and the team that I always dreamed of. And he talked about coming out of retirement. I came out of retirement. I retired. I was sitting at home getting a nice tan, working in the garden, thinking that's where I was going to be. And when Fred told me his vision, I came out of retirement and found a passion. And I've told everybody who knows me, this is the most excited I've been in a decade. And working with people like Shib and talking to the blockchains, this to me is the future. This is the new internet. I'm excited. And I too came out of retirement to do something great. Now, when you see me, hopefully you won't think that I'm old enough to be retired, but I love it. I mean,
You look pretty fit, man. I will
if
say.
you're going to work with a team that you want passion, you definitely have it here, but there's tons of experience as well.
Yeah, I love how.
Let me also add one more correlation, because you brought this up too, Shane. 2004, domain parking. I see Susan's on this phone call too. She was there with us. Two of the founders at Google saw that without parking, without a systemized way to have landing pages that would also funnel people to relevant and commercial links, the internet would, all these domain names, even the number of domain names being registered and visited back then, it would turn into a complete chaos. Complete chaos. Affiliate links, malware links, affiliate pages, lack of substantive content, stuff that pages can't crawl as much. It was going to be the Wild West. We were lucky enough to kind of not only do this patent, but also get the alignment of the two Google founders. This was their mission back then. So there's a lot of correlation I see here now, 20 years later, for a different but related sector. So just want to add a little bit more of that history for you all. History repeats itself. I guarantee you all, history repeats itself.
Yeah, for sure. The one part you forgot to mention in that Bitcoin legacy transaction, I'm sure you had to send some tests first. There's no way you send a big transfer that fast.
I sent 2 tests on the acquisition of the Bitcoin and 2 tests on the sending of the Bitcoin, plus WhatsApp messages, plus emails back and forth. And that whole process took me about 18 hours.
I was going to say, Bitcoin legacy, I mean, that's turtle speed, man. Like, this must have taken forever.
I got 3 kids. If there's no helmets, there's no elbow protection. There's no knee guards, like riding a bike in crypto. Just, it is what it is, right? It's great and all that, but there's these danger points, and there's no safeguards except for things that we were trying to do with the Shib team. That's why I'm so excited.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for those examples. You guys are fantastic. Obviously, the experience is unmatched when it comes to the team. I will say this, because we've talked about so many great things. It seems easy on the surface. We're all happy. The partnership's great. We're selling. Everything's on secondary now. Like, everything's going great. But we have to go through ICANN, and we haven't talked about ICANN, at least not yet in this space. What are the challenges here, Fred? Because any company could just come in, like Shib could have just gone to whoever, right? And be like, oh, hey, just apply for me. We'll do this, and that, and we'll go through with it. It's not that easy, right? It's a lot more than that. What requirements does not only the Shib team, but us as their partner have to go through with ICANN to make this thing happen?
I'd say the biggest thing is you have to have a vetted team that knows what they're doing. It's a very, very, you have to have a track record with ICANN. There's probably only about 20 entities in the world who can do what we do. And we are by far the world leaders at what we do. Having this team, having launched and operated over 350 top level domains, including .network, .cash, .finance, .xyz, .inc, .link, the list goes on. It's not just about who you know at ICANN. It's about being able to navigate the org, making sure you get the buy-in of communities like this, education to ICANN and all the stakeholder groups, education. What is this Web3 thing now doing? Who's representing it properly? Who's sort of distorting the message? And how does it benefit humanity? How does it benefit Web1 users? Only when that happens does ICANN say, okay, you know what? We're going to delegate a .shib. because we're going to give Shib the kind of access to 5 billion plus users, connected users, and also, by the way, probably billions of machines too that each need their name as well, right? So while they may seem like a black box process, all the meetings are free to attend by the public. For anybody who wants to go to the meeting in Rwanda, there's a policy meeting next month in Rwanda. It's free. Just go to icann.org, icann.org, to sign up for a meeting. There's one coming up in Istanbul, Turkey, in November. Free for the public. Great food. Anybody can go. If you want to listen to 2,500 ICANN nerds talk and debate and speak about the security and stability of the internet, you're free to do so. March 2025, Seattle, Washington, another ICANN meeting. What I'm trying to get to is this is all just about, it's an open forum. People don't know about it. The only thing is it doesn't move like Web3 speed. So you have to know the process, you have to know the people, you have to have an intimate familiarity with the technicals and the product that you're ultimately trying to deliver. If it's something like, hey, we're promoting more confusion, we're promoting duplicate namespaces, we're colliding with this country, there's little chances that, it's just, again, we're back to common sense territory. There's only one Amazon.com. You don't start proposing two Amazon.coms. And you'd be surprised how little common sense there is in Web3. Oh, well, surprised and not surprised, at least for me. But to go back to your question, Manny, this is all just about having expertise, having the right support, having the right education, paying the upfront money to do this ICANN application, which is going to come up next year, right? Which is going to be several $100,000 in non-refundable fee. But more importantly, we have to prove that there's a real community behind Shiba Inu, which there is. This is a partnership.
Yeah, you mentioned our favorite word at D3, real, right? And I mean, I have no doubt about the Shib community. Not only do they frequent the space, they're always constantly tagging us in all our posts from the D3 account, but they showed up in a big way. We mentioned that quite a bit. We also love, this will now soon be a real Shib name as opposed to a fake one. Real Gucci, fake Gucci. That's Fred's line.
No, I think it's called Fred Fake Fridays. It's when Fred will start coming out more in the open about educating folks and communities and people and spaces about the differences between real domains like a .com and ostensibly alt root domains or ostensibly fake domains, like many we see. And so, again, we're not to overdo this one. We like to focus on the real. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They call it real world asset for a reason, right? It starts with an R, not an F.
I love when he mentions this in like internal meetings because everyone just automatically starts laughing. It's his favorite thing. And he translates.
Is a second to my poo emojis?
Second to your poo emojis, yes. That's just referring to the fake poo emoji. No poo emoji with the Shib team. They're fantastic, and we love what they're doing. By the way, we are giving away a premium Shib name. I think we just got the winner. I'll announce that here at the end, and we'll be in touch with you right after the space from the D3 account. Shikhar, you've been fantastic. Any last words here? I'd love to hear more about. I know you can't really explain much of what's going on, but you mentioned DeFi, you mentioned games, you mentioned real world activations. Where can we get in touch maybe a little bit more, and how can we interact more with the Shib team?
Well, you can directly contact Coco, and we have so many people already in Shib team who are here, so you can be in touch with them. And if you want to understand what we are doing right now, so you can reach out to the website shib.io. Here you have most of the information which we can convey to the users right now. And if you want to connect with us directly, then we also have some feedback form or maybe care form you can send here. Otherwise, we also have Telegram channels and Twitter channels where you can send us the messages if you have any questions or concerns, and we'll be happy to help it.
I'm just dying to get on these games, be the number one player,
we are working,
player, and have my Manny.Shib at the top of the leaderboard, so you all know it's me. That's what I want.
We are working on a few games right now, so we'll be releasing new games in the upcoming months, and you'll like it. You like these games.
Awesome. We do have some members trying to request here for some questions. Yeah, let's see if we can take some questions. Shikhar, if you could just hang around a
Okay.
bit. Give me 1 second so I can. Waiting for them to connect and get some questions up. If you have any questions, feel free to request. We'll gladly bring you up, and you could ask anyone on the panel a few questions.
In the comments, this guy has a question. Dental Lounge, yes. So he bought his ship name before D3 happened, and he saw it migrated, and he has it on the MetaMask, but he cannot access it through D3.
That sounds like it's just an account question. Yeah, we can definitely help them out. If you go to our site and message our support, yeah, we have another PM. Maybe one of our engineers can help you out, and we'll get that sorted for you. There's been a few, only because I think that connection there was closed out quite a bit. But yeah, we can help you out. You just message the D3 support. We'll get you going.
And head into our Discord too. We'll Discord. We start answering a lot of questions. We'll start answering a lot more support questions there as well.
We allowed a different speaker up. Let's see if he can connect. I think the last one had trouble connecting. Sudhir, how are you? Thank you for joining. Do you have any questions for the panel? Going once, going twice.
He made it to the top, but he has his microphone off.
Sudhir, if you want to, yeah. You got it. You unmuted.
He's almost here.
Yeah, we heard you there. Looks like he's having some trouble.
Did you give him your old gear from the last spaces? Because it seems to be working like yours did.
Hey, I think I've hung pretty well on this one, right? It hasn't.
Oh, you're good. This man, I was giving him a hard time on last spaces because he was cutting in and out, and then he shows me that he's getting a gigabyte upload and download. I think the whole world wants to move into your place with that kind of internet. That was the fastest upload speed I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys kept telling me that, I was just like, okay, man, I don't know what to do. I'm getting a gig up and down. Fred, any parting words while we get some questions coming up? This has been a fantastic partnership. I speak on behalf of the D3 team, but maybe from you to Shai, even, who's probably hearing in the background somewhere. Anything you want to tell the Shib team?
Yeah, yes, we want think domainer long term. Think about what that word is. It is a niche word. I realize that, but it's translated in Web3 world. Gotta use a lot of these domains that we think are going to be also very valuable over time. Given the size of the community, we think that domainers will be all over Shib names, especially as we kick into high gear through the rest of this year and also into the next year. So think like a domainer.
Love that. Have another person, Excel, here connecting in just a second. Maybe he has a question. Before I get to you, Shane, I got a good one for you. Hey, Excel, how's it going, man? You have a question for the team? Or Shikhar, maybe?
Everybody's getting rugged.
I mean, it ain't us, I don't think.
Maybe they want to just get on the top, take a screenshot, and then say bye.
It's like an
brownie points.
after party photo.
Everyone wants to get next to Shikhar, man. You're a popular guy. All right, doesn't look like he has anything either. You're unmuted, maybe?
He is connecting. She was connecting for him. Maybe he's having some internet issues.
Yeah, it might be just internet issues. All right, Shane. Last parting words. What are you looking at so far in the Shib community that gets you excited? Have you even tried searching for names yet? I know I have your name locked down, so don't even bother. But
Well, it's I love Shib because a little story is my daughter ran cross country at in high school, and her coach was getting into crypto, and he texted me and said, "Hey, do you know anything about Shiba Inu?" And I go, this is brand new. It's only been out a couple days." And he said, "Well, I just bought $1,000 worth." And he texted me about a month later and told me that he had made enough to buy a house. And that was something, the beauty of the blockchain and crypto is the freedom to transact. And that's a very important thing. And we do here is freedom to do anything we want. But it goes to the top level. Everything that we do comes through a domain name. If we're going to go to a website to learn more, we're going to a domain name. If we're going to a DeFi platform, we're decentralized finance. Well, you're only decentralized until you get to the top level. So we want to own the top level. You want to own the top level. You want to control your doorways to your freedom to transact. And that means at the highest level. If there's something above, you don't own your Twitter name or your X name. If they want to take it away from you, they can take it away from you. Shib's going to own .shib, and that's going to be theirs. They can now control a freedom to transact, and that's a very important thing, to own everything from the bottom to the top. And that's what we're here doing, is we're going to give you the top. We're going to give you your doorway, and that's a very important point. So I'm excited about it. It's something that ever since I've come into crypto, I just said, hey, how did I get here? I'm part of that community, and I want to make sure, and I'm happy to be a part of bringing blockchain and crypto to the highest level.
yeah, you mentioned that story. It's funny because in the beginning of the show, I said 10 because I don't know exactly how much, but so many of my IRL friends, not that you guys aren't real life, but so many of the friends that I grew up with, all that dabbled in crypto were all Shiba. And I was like, man, how these guys do so well at Web 2. Freaking awesome. I brought up another speaker. I don't know if you have a question there for the panel. Hopefully you have good internet. No. Ovase. No. All right. Looks like we're maybe ABD. You have a question? No, he kind of dropped. All right. Sounds good. Shikhar, thank you so much. You and the Shiba team have been awesome. Thank you guys for the smooth launch. You guys were great. By far, best performing partner so
Looks
far.
like we got a speaker. Ovice?
No, he already dropped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he already dropped. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much to the Shiba team. If you have anything, wait, our premium Shib name, almost forgot. Chica or Tika764, all the numbers in the world. You are the winner of our premium Shib name. We'll be in touch with you right after from the D3 account. As a matter of fact, message the D3 account. We'll get in touch with you and give you that D3 or the D3 premium Shib name. Thank you all for participating. You guys were awesome. We'll do this again next week, or at least try. I know some of us are traveling, so be on the lookout from the D3 account for the next space. Much love, guys. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Shikhar. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Manny.
Thanks
Thank
again
you,
for
Shikhar.
having me. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Evening.